Hey guys, sorry I haven't made a vlog in a while. I just haven't been feeling like it. And I'm probably not gonna go to class today because I don't feel so good. I have cramps and it feels horrible. Yeah. Let's see. I haven't done my homework yet, which sucks. So what I did was I each labeled them by post-it notes on one I should read. Each of them, you probably can't see them. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right here. Hopefully that might get me back on track so I can do my homework. But I don't know. I hate doing homework. Homework sucks so bad. And next weekend is my mom's birthday, which is cool. Well, it's technically not her birthday, but it's just what it says on her passport and ID and all that. Funny story, because her mom, my grandma, actually forgot her own daughter's birthday, so she made one up. But at least she got the year right, I guess. And I guess makes I mean it's forgivable since she had like 6 or 7 kids, so I guess that's fine. So for the past week, I've been going on Netflix and watching some horror movies. And I've seen a bunch of bad horror movies, but I also saw some really good horror movies too. And yeah, the video quality is different because I'm using my my aunt's laptop. She lent it to me, so her webcam. Maybe it's better quality. Maybe it lags. I don't know. Maybe my voice sounds different. So maybe I'm going to go over some horror movies I saw and maybe give like a brief description of what I feel about them. Let's see, the first one I saw was The Red Shoes, the horror film. I think it's Korean. Yeah, wait, no, it's Korean? Yeah, it's Korean. Well, it's about these pair of shoes, red shoes, and whenever people find them, they get crazy over them and people die when they wear them. And what I think about the film is the problem is the shoes are pink, so the title's wrong. Maybe it's a mistranslation, or maybe they didn't have red shoes. Overall, like the cinematography, it's beautifully filmed. It's visually breathtaking, I guess. It's really beautiful. I love the scenes with the opera and the dancing. Just really well filmed, but the plot is just, it's all messed up. It's so confusing. If you can completely understand the film after watching it one time, then I applaud you. But other than that, I have no idea what happened. No idea what makes the shoes like they are. No idea. Plot does not make sense. I think they should keep the producer and director but fire the screenplay writer. Send him or her back to screenplay writing classes because the story just fails. And the second movie that I watched, I think it's called Carved. Yeah, it's called Carved, the Slit-Mouthed Woman. It's a Japanese movie. And the movie was not as bad as The Red Shoes. It's just, I don't know, it's just so random. It's about like, there's this woman who has like, her face is carved kind of like the Joker. And she goes around kidnapping and killing children. And what happens in the movie is, nothing happens. No, she's not there. And then suddenly people start gossiping about her, and there's a huge earthquake, and she comes back from 30 years ago. And they never explain in the movie why she comes back after 30 years, but overall the film is pretty. It's not good, but it's not bad. I'd probably give it a 3. Probably. I mean, the story does make some sort of sense. It's interesting, and it could be kind of scary. I mean, I usually don't get scared in horror movies, but this one, you might not be able to sleep so well at night after watching this. It's a little creepy, but I'd recommend you just to check it out. Not the best, but not the worst. I think the worst is probably the Red Shoes. Can't stand that movie. And what else did I watch? I think the next movie I watched was Barking Dogs Never Bite. That was on the horror movie, the horror section, and that is not a horror movie. It's a kind of funny in a way. It's about this teacher guy. He's a professor. He hates it when dogs bark, basically. So he attempts to. He lives in like an apartment complex. There's so many houses. So he attempts to find the dog that's been barking, and he finds it, and he kills it, sort of. But afterwards, he realized that that wasn't the dog that was barking. And it's funny because there's this kind of like a janitor guy. He's been taking dead dogs and eating them. And it's funny because when I was watching that part, my mom walked by and she was like, "Oh, dog meat is a delicacy in Korea." I mean, I really like this film because there's a really good story to it. There are no main characters. Everyone is like a main character. So it's not like a cliche where, the female's the main character. I should start talking about movie cliches. The Red Shoes. Oh, there's so much movie cliches. And Carved. Yeah, cliches. And Barking Dogs. I like this movie because it's different than any other movie I've seen. The story is really interesting. It's like engaging, and like when you watch it, you just want to know what happens afterwards. And yeah, the plot, like for the plot, I guess there's 3 or is it 2? Yeah, there's like 3 different storylines to it, and around the middle of the movie, the stories start to connect. Like there's a story about the professor, and there's another separate story about a girl who, man, I forgot. About a girl who works in a no, she works at an office in the same apartment complex. And then there's the other story about the janitor that eats the dogs. And I fail at explaining movies. I would fail at writing this, like the plot of stories. I just totally fail at it. And I'm not, this isn't scripted. I'm just doing this on the top of my head. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I am so sorry. All right. And for that movie, I really like it. I'd give it 9.5 out of 10 or 4.5 out of 5. I don't know. But yeah, I highly recommend you guys to watch it. It's not a horror movie, so it's like a dark comedy. And if you're an animal lover and you can't stand seeing dogs die, then I probably recommend you not to watch it. But other than that, it's a good movie. And there was also another movie. I only watched like maybe like 10 minutes of it. It's called The Bloody Reunion. It's another Korean movie. They're all South Korean, just to let you know. And the only reason why I watched the first 10 minutes of it because it's just so like heartwarming and happy and kind of like melancholic in a way. It's about a elementary school teacher who taught her kids, and then I don't know, it doesn't make really much sense in the beginning, but afterwards maybe like 10 or 20 years later, the teacher's like at home, she's sick, and all her former students are visiting her, and it's kind of heartwarming. And it is a horror movie, so I'm not going to review it since I've never completely watched it and it wouldn't be right to, so maybe I'll update about the movie some other time. Okay, 10 minutes. I talk too much. There's another movie. It's called Sick Nurses. It's a Thai movie. It's about, the story is kind of a little, it's not complex, but it's just kind of very detailed. It's about 6 nurses and a doctor, and they illegally harvest body parts from corpses. And that's not the basis of the story. The basis of the story is that 2 of the nurses are sisters, and one of them was going to marry the doctor, but the girl, her sister, the other nurse, she cheated on, she basically had an affair, or the doctor had an affair with her sister. And at the end, the first woman, obviously, she was like, "Sister, how can you do this to me? We were going to get married." And they killed her. The nurses killed her because she threatened to expose them. And the entire movie is the rest of the nurses being murdered by her vengeful spirit. And I mean, the movie is kind of, there's not much like plot to it. It's just the way the nurses are getting killed. That's it. Nothing really. And the vengeful spirit of the woman who got killed, she has a lot of hair, and she's all black and charred for some reason. And like, I guess I sort of do, I don't enjoy this movie. It's not interesting to watch, but the story is kind of interesting at the end. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain it. It's called Sick Nurses. And I'd probably give it maybe like a 3.5 out of 5. It's a decent movie if you like watching people get brutally murdered, but other than that, it's not really much to talk about. And there's another one. It's called The Three Extremes. It's 3 mini horror movies packed into one. It's a horror movie from Hong Kong, I think. And yeah, Hong Kong. It's called Dumplings, which is about an actress who eats dumplings to regain her youth. But the dumplings are made with a sinister ingredient. And I'm probably gonna make a separate video for this because I really liked The Three Extremes. The second film is called Cut, I think. Is it called Cut? Yeah, it's called Cut. It's a Korean movie. And it's basically about a movie extra who, I'm just reading this from a summary. A movie extra with a grudge torments a successful actor. And that's basically the entire story. For Cut, oh man, the movie is like a mind F. Did I say F twice? Yeah. It's crazy. I really like it. I'm not gonna go into detail. And the third one is called Box by Takashi Miike, or however you pronounce. He's like a really famous Japanese filmmaker. He made like a bunch of other movies like Audition, Ichi the Killer, One Missed Call 2, I think. I haven't seen that one yet, so expect another review about that one. Well, I'm like 14 minutes and 30 seconds, so I better sign off now. And I'm sorry my vlogs are extra long, but I talk too damn much. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.